Hi, hello, welcome folks. Welcome to Lit Valentine. It's my pleasure to welcome you all once again to my channel. Today we are going to focus on some of the interesting things which can help us to improve our vocabulary. So with this, let's move on to the next slide. Idioms to improve your vocabulary. The first word is hit the books. It means to study. We all familiarize with the word to study. But hit the books is the unfamiliar word. It is the idiom which you can use in your writing as well as in your speaking, guys, which will make you to stand unique among the common speakers. So try it and make use of it in your day life. The next word is twist someone's arm. It means convincing someone which they are unwilling to do and make them to agree. For example, if your friend is not willing to do something, if you are convincing them and make them to agree, it means twist someone's arm. You can use the word when you are trying to convince someone, and if they agree, instead of using the common words like convincing they had accepted, you can use the word twist someone's arm. Lose your touch. It means you lose an ability which you once had when dealing with people, things, or situations. If you lost an ability which you had once had when dealing with people, things, or situations is the meaning of the word lose your touch. If you want to utter the meaning which I had illustrated here, you can use the word lose your touch. The next word is sit tight. It means to wait patiently and take no action until you hear otherwise. If you want to wait patiently and take no action until you hear otherwise, if you want to use this word and if you want to use the same meaning which I had illustrated here, instead of using the same familiar words, you can use the word sit tight, which demonstrate this meaning which I had put here. The next word is pitch in, meaning to join in. If you want to say that to join in or to join with me to do this work, instead of using the word to join in or some other words related to it, you can use the word pitch in. I hope these videos will help you to improve your vocabulary in the upcoming days. So with this, let's move on to the next slide, guys. So far, we had seen the Greek Classicism, the foundation of modern European literature, and how it had begun in the 14th and 15th century, and who is the greatest poet during those days. And we had talked about Homer, who was the earlier known poet who lived during the 8th century BC, and some of his interesting works like Iliad, Odyssey, and its story. And also we had talked about the poet like Sappho, who was a female poet who lived during the time of Homer, and so many things, and how the period looked like, what are all the changes took place in the period. Everything we had seen in the previous videos. We also taught about the Greek classicism and how the works which were written during the time of the Greek classicism, and how the city of Athens began, and what is the meaning of the word archipelago, and other things like the city Dionysia and the religious festival. And we had also talked about Aeschylus, the father of tragedian, and his works like Agamemnon, and all those things like Coiphora or the libation bearers, the Eumenides or the Furies. All these works we had talked about in the previous video. And today we are going to focus on Sophocles. Is famous for his Theban trilogy. We all know Sophocles here, but there are some things which are unfamiliar with which we are going to focus today is Sophocles and his major works. So today let's focus on the writer Sophocles. He is known for his Theban trilogy. Sophocles, I had mentioned, is famous for the Theban plays, which include three plays. What are they? Oedipus the King, also called Oedipus Tyrannus, or by its Latin title Oedipus Rex, Oedipus at Colonus, and Antigone. This was actually the three plays which imbibed with the Theban trilogy, guys. You should keep it in this mind because it's something very important while you are reading Sophocles. So with this, let's move on to the next slide. Sophocles is one of the ancient Greek tragedian. He wrote 123 plays in his lifetime. What are the plays written by Sophocles? That is Ajax, Antigone, the Women of Troyes, Oedipus the King, Electra, Philoctetus, Oedipus at Colonus. But among these 7 plays, only 2 of 7 surviving plays can be dated. They are Philoctetus, which came in the year 409 BC, and Oedipus at Colonus came in the year 401 BC. The most famous tragedies of Sophocles feature Oedipus, means swollen foot, and also Antigone. They are known as Theban plays. Though each play has been a part of a different tetralogy, the other members of which are now lost. Let me tell you the story of Oedipus Rex or Oedipus the King. In Oedipus Rex or Oedipus the King, we had a story like this. Poor man who had a Delphic oracle states that he will kill his father and marry his mother. Oedipus, the king of Thebes, worried by seeing his people suffering from plague. So he asked God, "Why you are giving my people the plague?" He sent his brother-in-law Creon, Creon. He is the brother-in-law of Oedipus. He came and said, "The murderer of the previous king Laius has to be punished. That is the reason for the plague." Once again I will repeat it. Here, a poor man who had a Delphic oracle states that he will kill his father and marry his mother. That is, he here mentions Oedipus. Oedipus, the king of Thebes, on the other side, worried by seeing his people suffering from plague. So he asked God, "Why you are giving my people the plague?" So he sent his brother-in-law Creon to the oracle. His brother-in-law came back and said to him the reason of the plague. That is, the murderer of the previous king Laius, Laus, has to be punished. That is the reason for the plague. So Oedipus said, "Sure, I will punish him." He asked Tiresias, the blind corpse, to tell him who is the murderer. He says he will not let him know. Oedipus got angry as he is a king. He wants to know the truth. Finally, he came to know the truth that he himself was the murderer, and Laius was his own father, and he married the widow queen, his own mother, Locusta. Oedipus blinded himself and Locusta killed herself. That is the story of Oedipus Rex or Oedipus the King. So this is the famous tragedy. Following this, the blind Oedipus exiled from Thebes and died. This is the story of Oedipus at Colonus. The next thing is the third trilogy is Antigone. As I said you before, this Theban trilogy has 3 plays. One is Oedipus Rex or Oedipus the King, which I had mentioned here. Following that, we had Oedipus at Colonus, which talks about the blind Oedipus who exiled from Thebes and died. The third trilogy is Antigone. Antigone is about Oedipus' daughter who stand against state power against Creon, brother-in-law of Oedipus, his uncle, because wife is the mother. Creon decided that Antigone's two brothers died, one has to be buried and the other should not. He threw the body at the gates because he did not like one of his brother. So Antigone buries him against the state power and then kills herself. So that is why the Theban trilogy was very famous till now. Such a deep depiction of human nature, manpower, characters with grit and courage and moral favor. And here, according to Aristotle, Sophocles is responsible for introducing the third actor to Greek stage, Tritoganist. So here, according to Aristotle, Sophocles is responsible for introducing the third actor to Greek stage, Tritogonist. With this, we came to the end of the slide. Thank you guys. Thank you for your support. I need all your support in my upcoming videos too. Kindly give your support like as well as you are giving me now. And if you have any difficulties during reading English literature or if you find any topics to be found difficult both in spoken English as well as in literature, kindly comment me. I will post about it in my upcoming videos. With this, take care. Bye bye. Have a great day. Thank you guys.